Well, hey everybody. Welcome to Winning Wednesday. It's Sassy Gal, and I am so glad to see you. Welcome to CR, who came here early and he's been having a snack, trying to make sure he's going to be good for the live stream. Hi, Uncle Al. Good to see you too. And I have my favorite coffee mug here tonight. If you can see that, it says the child. The force is strong with this one. Oh, good. 5 by 5, loud and clear. Awesome. Because I have my little microphone right here that you can't see. Oh, my goodness. All right. Hope everyone is doing well. We have some crazy weather going on out there. So, y'all be keeping people in your prayers, if you will, if that's your thing, or keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Reach out to them, check in on them, see how they're doing. It's just crazy weather just coming right on through. We're supposed to get thunderstorms tomorrow here, but nowhere near what everybody else is getting right now. So, so we want to make sure everyone is safe and sound. And so anyway, I feel a little bit rusty. It's been a while since we've been on here, but one thing that I used to do when I was doing more of my live streams last year, actually no, it was the year before that. See how time flies. I used to do Sunday live streams, and at the end of the live stream, I would ask people, tell me something good that happened this week. That maybe you learned something new, maybe you got an awesome deal on you caught a really good sale somewhere. So you had a really good haul this week. Maybe you finally put up that extra shelf or cleaned out that space and things like that. And so that was really positive, and I miss it. And then we used to do it with hang on, the Biggs Homestead. You remember Cynthia? And she started to do it on Wednesdays, and it really took off. And so and then we just kind of haven't had anybody really do it in this past couple years. So you know what? I thought, let me just get started on it because I like to hear what everybody's doing. I like to see the wins. I like to hear people learning new skills or, getting their pantry stocked, or they just, find something good. So we're in your 5K giveaway, Uncle Al. Awesome. I don't know what we did, but woohoo. I love that. Winning recipes. Oh, yes, okay, so but speaking of that, nice segue. Thanks for that, CR. Um, I gotta find a spot for my coffee. Hold on. No. My winning things this week is I went to a what do you call those? A secondhand bookstore. Um, and ours is called Blue Plate Books. Try to say that 5 times fast, right? And Sassy did all the work for that. Okay. But anyway, I love going in there and I love finding old books. And I like to collect old hymnals and things like that. So I like to look back and for like the old books that are like, from the 1900s and stuff like that. But what I found this time, I found these 2 books, and I'm going to show them to you because these are great for prepping. And I am just super excited about this. This booklet right here. So these are my wins. Okay, Uncle Al, we'll do the video and shorts for the giveaway. I saw a recent video where you said you were gonna have a 5K giveaway. So I will go check out all the details. So anyway, this little booklet, see, it's like falling apart. See how like kind of everything, the cover is coming off. So we'll have to fix that. But it's a Betty Crocker cookbook from 1943. And the title of it is called Your Share. Sounds very apropos for today, right? It says Your Share, how to prepare appetizing, healthful meals with foods available today. This is, she gives you menus, recipes, and hints on food buying, preparation, meal planning, and serving. This came out in 1943 during wartime. And let me tell you about propaganda, because who is this written to? It's written to the American housewife. And it's about She writes, Betty Crocker writes in her little foreword here, you have been, oh, hang on a second, where'd it go? Just as did the women of other wars, you have taken your positions as soldiers on the home front. You have been strengthening your country's defenses as plane watchers, as flyers, as member of the armed forces, as producers, blah, blah, blah. She says, but whatever you do, you are first and foremost homemakers, women with the welfare of your families deepest in your hearts. And now she's saying you must heed the government request to increase the use of available foods and save those that are scarce. And at the same time, safeguard your family's nutrition. Oh my gosh. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my, this are, is this what was the word I'm looking for? Like forward of foreshadowing of future events. Because as I'm reading this, one of the first things is learn about, she's telling you how to stretch your meat because meat was rationed during this time. So she's talking about asking for bones and trimmings, put into a soup kettle with bits of vegetables and make a soup with that. I mean, she was in here. She tells you how to use every little bit of every, bit of meat. And the milk, back then the milk would get delivered to you, right? In the glass jugs or glass containers anyway. And she would tell you how to use what portions of the milk, because real good raw natural milk separates, and you can use it for different things, like cream for your coffee and milk for drinking and things for baking, butter, all that good stuff. And so she tells you in there how to do that. And then there's all these different recipes so that you're making use of everything and how to make things from scratch. And I think this is a perfect addition to my prepper library. um yeah, looking at thrifting for books and tools is a really good thing. Just checking out your local Goodwill stores, or if you have a Habitat for wait, what is ours called? Not, I know Habitat for Humanity, but it's the Restore. We call it the Restore here. And you can repurpose, things for your home and stuff like that, and look for that. Um, and also, looking for old school recipes and meals. So yes, I had if you guys have heard of Aunt Clara, I think was her name, and she had a whole bunch of depression cooking videos on YouTube. And I think you could just search for Aunt Clara, and her grandson had made all of these videos of her cooking meals because she grew up during the depression, and what they used to do she would tell stories while she was cooking, and it was just really cool. And so I got her cookbook a couple Christmases ago for a gift. And so looking for like old school recipes and meals, because a lot of it will use just basic staples that we have in our pantries, just regular flour, butter, sugar, all that good stuff, and just make your simple meals without having to, look for, all these exotic foods in your store. So, and the other thing that got me on the back of this that I thought was really good is that, oh shoot, you can't see this. This thing is so faded, but right here it's called the Basic 7 Food Groups. I don't know if you can see that or not, but in the wheel here, there's 7 food groups. We don't have 7 food groups anymore, at least here in the United States. We don't. They built a food pyramid and put everything on top of enriched grains that are heavily GMO'd and all that good stuff. And this is not a pyramid, but rather a wheel, and you have 7 different groups on here. Yes, yeah, her grandson, you're right. She passed away. Can't remember what year she passed away. But yeah, he still gets some of the videos up on there, and I just love her. Was so fun, and just listening to her tell her stories while she's cooking her food and stuff and showing us all these recipes. So I love that. So hey, McBean, who's all here? Did you just come in? Okay. Yeah, see, yeah, the food pyramid, it is a con, and it should be flipped upside down and done the other way. But let me show you some of this. This was so there are 7 groups, but they're all in a circle, and in the center of the circle is the U.S. family. And of course it says, US needs us strong and eat the basic 7 every day. Sorry, I'm laughing because our girls, I run an American Heritage Girls troop here in my town, and the girls in the upper, the group that has the 9th through 12th grade girls, they're working on what was the word? Graphic design is the badge they're working on, and they had a whole week of working on propaganda, and they had to bring in reports and give examples of propaganda. And this is a perfect example right here. Everybody do your share for the good of the country. But the food groups are, group 1 is leafy green and yellow vegetables, raw, cooked, frozen, canned, whatever. You've got group 1. Group 2 is oranges, tomatoes, grapefruit, raw cabbage, salad greens. That's your group 2. Group 3 is potatoes and other vegetables and fruits. Group 4 is the milk and milk products, which would be like obviously milk, but it could be fluid milk, evaporated milk, dried milk, or cheese. Yeah, that's what it says in there. Group 5 is meat, poultry, fish, and eggs. Group 6 is bread, flour, and cereals. And group 7 is butter and fortified margarine, which don't ever eat margarine, y'all. It's not good for you. It's like one step away from plastic or something like that. So, where's the beef? Okay, where's the beef? That's in group 6. No, I'm sorry, group 5. And it tells you to eat 3 or 4 eggs each week and 1 serving of meat, poultry, or fish a day. That, and I just miss when families actually, they had simple meals, they had fresh foods to, pack a lunch with. They had homemade breads, they had, just real milk and all of this stuff. And I'm just like, they were in if you look back at people from the, this time period, 40s, 50s, everybody was thin, they were healthy. I mean, it was, we don't have all this crap. So McBean, you eat 5 dozen eggs per week? Is that what you're saying here? I love green onions too. I will just eat them raw. Just wash them off, put some salt on them, and eat them plain. Yes, thank you so much. Please do hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. Share the channel. I'm going to need all the exposure I can get because my channel's been quiet for a long time. So anyway, that was this. And I don't remember what the price of this was. It couldn't have been, but less than $5 maybe. But anyway, this is one thing that's going to be going in my pantry binder where I have all of my recipes and that kind of thing. And this next thing that I got at the bookstore, look how old this book is. Can you see it? Like, it is, and let me get you the date on it too. It's so old. You know how these old books would have like tissue paper in them, like in the front to protect the ink, because there's a picture here. This guy right here, he is the author of this book. It's called The People's Medical Advisor. And that's what this is. And it is Reverend. Oh my gosh. Can't believe I said that. It's Dr. Pierce, MD. And in this book is the very first page is in the preface, it says every family needs a common sense medical advisor. And that's what this book is. He dedicates this book to just to everybody, but to his hang on a second, my patients who have solicited my professional services from their homes in every state, city, town, and almost every hamlet within the American Union. Also to those dwelling in Europe, Mexico, South America, the East and West Indies, and other foreign lands, I respectfully dedicate this work. And this was entered according to Act of Congress in the year 1880 by the World's Dispensary Medical Association. So this book was around before our medical association here in the United States became an establishment. And anyway, this could be a book that if everybody just read this, you would know everything about human anatomy, cells, um, and then look, there's all this stuff in here with like herbs. Oh gosh, I can't even see that in my stupid filter. These herbs, you have things like witch hazel, or you have marshmallow root. Um, oh my gosh, there's what else was in here? Golden seal, dogwood, cayenne pepper, prickly ash. I mean, all of these things, what they're used for, how to mix them into like maybe a tea or a tincture. My goodness, you've got everything's down here from chronic, nasal conditions, the dropsies, things that I can't really pronounce, inflammation of the stomach, treatments, all this kind of stuff. It's like a little doctor's manual. I love it. So anyway, this book, this was more of a pretty penny. This one was $30. But this I think is going to be indispensable. It's going to be awesome to go on my prepper library. So those are my wins this week. Finding these awesome gems inside my local secondhand bookstore. Previously owned books. I can't think of the word I want to use. I want to think of consignment. I have consignment shops on the brain. What am I calling you on? Oh, it's selling me. Let me adjust my glasses. Okay, a tub of cottage cheese every day at work. Oh, okay. Whoops. Cottage cheese sandwich. Now, so did you just put cottage cheese between 2 slices of bread? Is that it? I like cottage cheese. I could probably do that. Half a gallon. Who's this? A Fairlife milk. It's okay. So I have to ask an honest question here, and it's not a judgment. Isn't Fairlife milk, doesn't it have things like carrageenan in it and things like that? Or is it organic? And because maybe I'm thinking of something else. So you have to help me with that because I didn't think Fairlife milk was a good thing. Yes, old surgical books. That's something else that I keep looking for, is to see if I can find some things about, medical stuff, dentistry, things like that that I can have in my prepper library. Oh, great to build muscle. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. And I've even heard for women who are menopause, post-menopause, are getting more protein is actually really good for them because they lose muscle mass um, as we get older, and and going through menopause and things, that we lose muscle mass and stuff. So yeah, I hear protein is really good. Oh, okay. It is real milk. Okay, triple filtered, half sugar. Or you mean half the sugar, 50% more protein? Okay. Because I've heard a lot of people, I've seen people make uh I have a mushroom coffee that I drink, and they mix some of the Fairlife protein milk in there, and they'll make like a coffee protein shake smoothie type of thing. And they use Fairlife milk, but for some reason I thought that that wasn't a good thing. Okay. I must be thinking of something else. So anyway, what else? What do you have, some new skills? CR, did you do something new this week with some sewing or creating something new this week? Uncle Al's always doing something good. You should go over there and watch some of his videos. He's always educating somebody, or well, not some. Well, he is doing it for somebody, but it's for all of us. But he's usually got a hammer and wanting to hit somebody in the nads or something with his hammer. So, um, oh, weaving. Oh, okay. See, I'm learning. The protein shake is a different product than the milk. Okay, got it. Got it. Weaving. Did you get all the snow off your roof? You had a lot of snow up there. Ooh, yummy curry. Making curry for dinner. Also, Uncle Al has, recipes. He has some shorts videos, but also some of his other ones where he just you can see some of the recipes that he makes, and they're pretty simple things to make. Um, so you should check those out as well. Well, I will have to get some now. I'll have to go get some Fairlife milk and make sure that I'm actually getting what I think I'm getting, because, like I said, I have to pay attention to what I'm getting at the store. I've been getting our milk from our farm market. We have a local farm market that's like half a mile from here. Well, yeah, no, more like a mile. But anyway, they have milk that comes in straight from the farm, as close as we can in Virginia anyway, to get it, like basically straight from the farm. But you know what? You can't get it straight from a cow unless you own your own cow or have a share of a cow or something like that, where you get straight cow milk. But anyway, I love it. I love getting our milk from there. And if I could have a cow, I would, or maybe not. A cow's a lot of work. Okay. Oh, finished cleaning your winter garden beds. That's good. Are you getting ready to hit your growing season? What's your growing season like? Is it short, long? I'm getting ready to plant all of my spring vegetables. So I'm getting ready to plant. I weeded out my beds last week. We installed rain barrels. I forgot that was another thing. My husband, I shouldn't say we, my husband installed rain barrels out back. So, and then we had a really hard rain come in like 2 days later, and it filled our barrels up about halfway, I think. So we're excited about that. We had a really bad drought last year. Um, so I'm looking forward to at least having to be able to use some of that water to water the garden beds that I have, and not have to run the hose so much, because the water prices have gone up. What else do we have here? Got a good harvest of white turnips. Ooh, nice. Congratulations. Yeah, farm fresh, boy, that's the best stuff. I grew up going to my grandma's house and was spoiled with being able to go into her cellar and get out just whatever vegetables were there, and we could pick, berries and all kinds of stuff from the house garden that she had. And then of course, my grandpa was farming the rest of it, but she had this huge house garden, and all of that went into all of her cooking, and she was constantly canning. And oh my goodness, I wished that I would have been able to learn from her. She died when I was fairly young, like maybe 15. Um, and I wish I could have, in my adult years, learned more of the practical ways of living and all of the stuff that she used to do. I wish I could have learned that from her. Goats? Oh, I know we have some people down the road from us that have goats in their backyard. They have about 3, 2 to 3. I don't know if I could do goats. Well, we have an HOA, so I know we actually couldn't have anything. We can't have anything. I barely can get garden beds because I have an HOA. I heard rumors, I don't know if it's true, that our president was going to try to do something about HOAs. I think it's just wishful thinking there, but man, I do not like HOAs. I think they should be banned. Ha ha ha. The cow would keep you moving. Love it. Yeah, okay, so Uncle Al, you're in a desert, so I'm assuming you have raised garden beds, and do you have them like around your house? Or I know I've heard you say something about having growing some things. Do you have container gardens? Midwest, about 2 more weeks, and I will be putting in the plants. Okay. Nice. I'm out here on the East Coast. I think our zone 6B. Is that right? Yeah. But I know I can start sowing. I'm a little behind. I wanted to get my my greens in. I had learned from someone a long time ago about planting your greens on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, to kind of help you where you can plant your spring vegetables like your lettuces and um, well, I don't know what peas and radishes and like all your spring vegetables. You could plant them on the 17th. So, but I'm behind. Got a little behind there. We had a little bit of coffee sick that we had. Nothing major, but it was I was down for a little bit. Hey, Seabass! Hello, it's good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. We are celebrating our wins of the week, and I just shared that I got some thrift. I found some really good books for my prepping library from a thrift store, and I was sharing that. So, welcome. It's good to see you. Mini goats, yeah. I can't have. My husband says that we should have pets that are called chickens that have feathers. You know, like we should have two-legged feathered friends out back. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, patio. That's where your gardens are. Okay. You're more behind. Well, you're not behind. I don't think you can't isn't you can't even really plant till June? When can you plant? I can't remember because I think you have a short growing season too, don't you, CR? Oh, bush beans. That I'm doing that this year. I have half a bed. Half of my bed's going to be bush beans. I really want to have bush beans. I'm not doing tomatoes this year. My family just is not a tomato family. I did like little like cherry, well they were what were they? Roma tomatoes is what I planted last year. They did really well, but I had so many that, and I'm not that much of a canning person yet. So I just went ahead and gave them to neighbors and stuff because they overran my garden. And um, but I'm just gonna say, like, you know what, we really eat green beans, and so I really want to plant the beans. So that's good. Growing zone cold here. Yeah, zone cold. That's where you Yeah, there's, like, some people that are oh goodness, I don't even know where it would be, like, Nevada, up in the mountains, and they were, talking about their short growing season, like, they have to rush to plant their stuff. It's like June 1st, really, and they rush to plant, and then um of course, they have to start all the stuff inside. There's just no way. And then they harvest, and then boom, it's winter. It's like their season is just a few months, and I just can't even imagine the stress, especially if you're really trying to have a garden that is going to sustain you. So, yeah. Okay, so you can't plant until after Mother's Day. Okay, and I have had to wait, until after Memorial Day. Okay. I think we have well, technically our last frost is somewhere around April 15th, but I know I can plant ahead of time. I can plant like the lettuces and things like that. Um, but yeah, especially if you're going to be putting in plants that you've started inside, you definitely want to be careful and planting them out, too early. That happened one year. I planted um, right around the time that right after our last frost date, and then we got like I can't remember. It was like a ton of rain or something. The weather went wacky, and then my plants didn't know what to do. They were just kind of like, "What?" So that was not a good year. Oh, okay. Yeah, you have to cover everything. That's true, and that's something I don't have yet. I should make some covers. I have a greenhouse, um, but I should probably get some covers for my garden. Yes, please spring, sprout soon. We had 2 days ago, it was 81 degrees, and today it was 50. That was a high, and it's chilly. It got down to like 34 last night, and I was just like, "Nope." Was it, hmm. But yeah, we want to start celebrating our wins. So if you guys find good deals in the grocery store. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I have somebody to share here. So let me share my screen. If I remember how to do this. Uh, okay. share share my screen. Uh, okay. And I want to share this. All right. Oh, I hope you can see this. Can y'all see? Show on stream. Here we go. Ha. Okay. I wanted to share this here from Tonette left a comment on my video, and she said that her win has been that it had been that she had 2 rooms of storage and prep and other uses that had gotten out of hand. A grandkid who needed to stay for a few nights made me get 1 room in order, made me take full inventory of what was stored there. Not all is food, and most is long term. And then now for the next room, we have a little storage in the house, and we have another grandchildren and mate here. So I've had to be creative. I hope to have more to add soon, but that is my most recent win. So congratulations to Tonette for getting all of that done. And that's something that I know those goals that I have is to get down and get I have in my basement all kinds of things, shelving. It's really gotten out of hand for me as well. I did a pantry challenge in January. Yes, in January, and I need to actually really replenish that because I was working on cleaning out my freezer. I had all kinds of stuff in there that I was like, "Oh, I forgot I had that, and I forgot I had that," and so I was cleaning out, trying to make whatever I could with, these meals and making my kids, my family, I think they thought I lost my mind because 'cause I'm making up these things. I said, "I don't know what this is. Here's some meat, and here's some potatoes, and here we go. That's dinner. It's food. Y'all gonna like it." Yeah, Michigan, y'all keep Michigan, Nene, especially if you haven't seen her oh my gosh, her stream. I was gonna say looking at stream, but her recent video, she was sharing the damage done in her yard, and they have a really big tree by their trailer in their mobile home, and some of that tree keeps coming down because of the weight of the ice, and the temperatures are cold. That ice isn't able to thaw at all. And so these trees are not the bendy kind of tree. Even the bendy trees are snapping and breaking. I call say bendy trees are like small pine trees and stuff. Even those are snapping off. But super tall tree that she has, and they've had some limbs come down, and one fell on the side of her trailer that took out what was a furnace pipe or something like that. And so they're getting that all fixed up and stuff, but it's been hard because everything is shut down up there. And they've had to drive a long ways to get gas for their generator. So I mean, you just watch a video. She has Cash App if you want to if you're led to do anything with that, but she does have that. My big win will be spring. I think that will be for all of us. I think everyone's tired of the weather, the roller coaster weather. Winging it, maybe. Oh, you did. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I follow MLive. So Michigan is my home state. That's where my family is. That's where I grew up, um and so going what we call going up north, that's kind of in Nene's area up there in northern Michigan. That was something we would just do on weekends, and we would go up north. And but anyway, the what is it was called M Live or M Pure Michigan. That's what it was. And they were having people driving around in trucks and showing just how it's just crazy, crazy, crazy weather. Virtual hugs, love it. Let's keep them going. Let's see. Uncle Al says, teach people to properly store beans and rice in 2.5 gallon food buckets. Yes. Yep. I should probably, I don't have any rice stored like that. I have rice stored in mason jars with little oxygen absorbers, and I have them stored in other containers that are airtight and everything. So I do a lot of glass storage, but yeah, the food buckets is really good in storing all of that in there and get yourself a big we I've learned to do it with a big like a Mylar bag or something, put that in the bucket and then put the rice in there. But yeah, everybody needs to learn how to do some of this. Storing food properly is going to be the saving thing for us. It's going to prolong your food storage. You know, keeping it from getting weathered, from whatever it could be humidity or anything like that. It's going to preserve that. And then of course you have some long-term storage, like it'll, get your long-term stuff. So sea bass, yes, you're in lower Michigan and it's cold and ice rain at times, but nothing like up north. Yeah. Yeah, they've been getting some crazy weather because I think it was last year in the summer or something, they got tornadoes up there. And growing up in Michigan, I never really heard of tornadoes. I mean, it was on the rare side. Not that we never got them, but usually just don't get them in Michigan, But they got one up there, and it hurt a lot of people up there. Yeah, it's amazing. Even people that would be in a blizzard type area towns, where you would get lots of snow or have power outages because of trees toppling over, and yet they still don't prepare. Or if they do, it's just real, it's just very little. And the same thing I've seen in hurricane prone areas. My in-laws live in a hurricane prone area, and they had a really strong storm come in when we were there visiting one time, and the power went out, and I'm like, "Oh, well, my father-in-law has a generator." And he's like, "Yeah, well, I never hooked it up." It's kind of like having that solar battery in the box and you never opened it up to test it to see how to use it, and it's not charged up, it's not ready to go. So he didn't have any gas in it and he never used it. And then I was looking for candles. And they didn't have any candles. They didn't have any they had oil lamps, but there was no oil in them. I was like hello. I'm like, "Well, what do you have for power?" And they're like, "Oh, it'll come back on soon." And I said, "But what if it doesn't? Like, what if, it was like already like 7 o'clock at night. We still had to go, several hours before, bed, at least 3 hours or so. Like, what are we gonna do? You gotta have some light to do things. And there's nothing here." And he couldn't find his flashlight. And there weren't any, and then I think one of the boys found it, and there was no batteries. I mean, I'm telling you, these people were not like, "I have things, but I don't have them hooked up." Come on, people. Where's Uncle Al's hammer gonna hit you in the Oh, yeah. I agree with this one right here. Not even gonna say anything because I don't wanna get dinged. Yeah, and I'll take snow over freezing rain, and that's one of the reasons my husband and I started. I didn't really call it prepping, but it was definitely preparedness, that we had supplies to be prepared because this kind of thing happened. Our first place that we lived in was in Williamsburg, Virginia, and that's like the historic area, historic triangle down in Virginia. And so it's, this kind of weather is very rare. And it was like Christmas of like 1998 or something. Christmas Eve, the power went out. Of course, we didn't know it. And what woke us up was a branch coming down from a tall pine tree in our yard. And it came down and it took out the front steps, wiped them out, took out the gutter and all that stuff with it. So we hear this tick, tick, boom, and then crash. All our stuff was everything just kind of hit. And we were down for about 5 days, I think, before we got power back, but it was a mess. Everything was shut down from Richmond, Virginia, over to Williamsburg where we were at, and it was really like a hard line. Once you got past a certain part of Williamsburg, everything switched over to rain. And so like all of his family lives closer towards Virginia Beach, and they were like, "How come you're not coming um for Christmas Eve?" And we're like, we can't get out." So like there were trees covering the highway and we couldn't get out. We didn't have any power. And so I was just like, we can't even go. We can't even get out. So ever since then, we had learned from that, all of the stuff that our skills, our survival skills were tested, and we survived well, and thankfully we had food and stuff. Um, but we didn't. Out of that, we had taken a lot of the things that like, well, we learned a lot about ourselves, excuse me, during that process. And so that's just kind of been a thing to always have something for at least a week's time. And we also were in a hurricane area, not really bad, but always wanting to have that preparedness aspect of having, flashlights and the batteries to go in the flashlights and candles. And we had hurricane lamps and we had oil lamps. And then we had we always managed to make sure that we had enough food that we would have it for like a week. And this, so anyway, just I just wish people would be more prepared. Yeah, planetary changes. Oh, I think I already tagged that one. Yeah, snow don't break trees like ice. That's why I moved to the desert. I tell you, sometimes I've thought about moving to the desert. Uncle Al may need another hammer. That's right. Or two. Yeah, depending on others to save them. I mean, ugh, nope, it's not gonna happen. And I'm thankful that we live far enough away that ain't nobody gonna be coming up here. They're all gonna be staying down there where they're at. No one's gonna be traveling too far to come here. Uncle Al, is this something that you do on the daily, training and teaching 40 people on survival? Is it something you do all the time? I got a new mallet. 40 hours of snow? Is that how long it oh my gosh. Wait, I think you already did say that. I think I caught that in a chat. 5 snow shovels. That's one of the reasons why we bought a snowblower, was getting to shovel all the stuff that we've had to do. We had a couple blizzards, in our time here in this house. I'm just like, "That's it, we're buying a snowblower." Yeah, can't have too many of those. Well, alright, y'all. This has been I feel like I should leave you with a word of advice or something, but um, shoot, I thought I could have I should have something, like let me end with this wonderful thought of the day or something. but I'm just thankful y'all stopped by, and I will be sharing the posts every week. I'll share a post where you can share your wins of the week like you did. I'll have it on my YouTube. I'll have it on my Instagram where you can share if you can't make the live chat. But just if I could just remind you to look for the positives in everything. Even just having something work out, like even a recipe work out or something that you tried that was new. Could be you tried a new recipe, you tried your hand at making bread for the first time or something like that, and it worked out. That's a win. Or even just knowing that, like, you know what, I tried this and it didn't work, and that was a mistake or something. We want to celebrate that too, because we want to celebrate that we're learning and we're trying new things and we're learning more about ourselves. So So yeah, try new things, take a step into the unknown, take a risk, as long as you're, be safe about it. But always challenge yourself and see what happens, see how you come out. And it's okay if you mess up or something didn't work out. That's all right. That's how we learn and we try again. So this is anyway, what I want to do every week is just have something positive here in this space for us preppers so we can help encourage each other to just keep trying. As a good prepper friend says, keep on keeping on. So yeah, just prepare more. Don't assume. Do something. In my intro that I had going, there was a word doubt, doubt, and ubt was crossed out. So it went from doubt to do. So just cross out those other letters and do something. Do one thing that you that will help you help yourself and help your family. Just if it's one thing, if it's buying extra couple extra things, do it. Do it. Do something. That's right. Do something. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Thanks for coming by. Love you. And I will catch you on the next video. Take care.